Hello, this is Colin Benson. Welcome you to the county ground where Manchester United make their first ever appearance in the league. It was 4-2 to United when the sides met at Old Trafford last September, when Alex Ferguson was impressed by the quality of the Wiltshire side's football. Today, Lawrie Sanchez, who scored Wimbledon's winner at Old Trafford in the Cup last year, makes his debut in a red shirt in midfield, in which the promptings of John Moncur and Martin Ling will be critical. And there's the lineup for Swindon Town. Fraser Digby in goal, former Manchester United apprentice. And Nicky Summerby, who's making a name for himself on the right side of midfield. Jan Fjørtoft, they'll be looking to his goal flair this afternoon. 9 goals in his last 8 games. That's the current form guide of the Norwegian international. Manchester United, of course, have Peter Schmeichel in goal. Paul Parker, Dennis Irwin, Steve Bruce, Gary Pallister, Eric Cantona, Paul Ince, Brian McClair, Mark Hughes, Ryan Giggs and Roy Keane. A formidable lineup indeed. Manchester United, the Premier League champions, currently hold a 7-point lead over second-place Blackburn Rovers at the top, while Swindon Town are anchored at the foot of the table, 44 points behind the leaders. Well, not only are these two sides at the opposite ends of the Premier League table, but Manchester United will be looking for their 60th Premier League goal this afternoon. And Swindon, of course, have conceded 80 in the competition so far in their 33 previous games. I think Sean Taylor won the toss, the team's changing ends. The referee this afternoon, Brian Hill from Margate Harbour in Leicestershire, an official that Manchester United said they didn't want to control their matches in future after he gave a controversial penalty decision against them. I think that was against Sheffield United. But just about to kick off, and time to hand you over to our match commentator, Clive Tilsley.
It's the worst defence in the Premiership against the best attack, and Swindon Town 11-2 against to win a home match in a 2-horse race. Fraser Digby, their goalkeeper, learned his trade with Manchester United. There's an offside flag up against Fjørtoft. It's come down because Manchester United are in possession. This is Horlock. Fjørtoft. Now Moncur. Summerby. Only McAvenny and Fjørtoft inside the Manchester United area. Dennis Irwin conceding the throw. Moncur losing out to Bruce. Giggs. Bruce. Pallister. Here is Giggs. Brian McClair starting over on the right-hand side. Andrei Kanchelskis just has a slight muscle pull. Roy Keane back for Dennis Irwin. Here's Paul Ince. Mark Hughes, sharp challenge though by Taylor. And here goes McAvenny for Swindon Town. Offside though against Fjørtoft. Cantona coming very deep, looking for Giggs, headed away by Taylor. Moncur to Summerby. Horlock. Very conceded by Irwin. Moncur. Flag went up very belatedly against Fjørtoft. It is a free kick. Paul-Ince. Manchester United just haven't found the range with their longer passes as yet. It's quite a tight and compact looking Swindon Town midfield that they're looking to pick their way through at the moment. Sanchez and Nijholt at the heart of it are strong players. Fjørtoft. Pallister couldn't quite clear his lines. Keane conceding the throw. Summerby with the throw. Looking for Fjørtoft, but finding only Bruce, who finds Keane. Parker. Hughes. On to McClare, who's a little isolated on the right-hand side. It was about the best he could hope for. Hughes just saw Bruce a touch short. They've got away with it though. Irwin. Nicely for Giggs. Three waiting in the middle. Header clear is by Horlock. Irwin. Hughes. Irwin again. Now Giggs. Ince. Moncur's foot was high. "11 minutes gone and a free kick to Manchester United. Fraser Digby certainly has plenty to think about with the likes of Giggs and Irwin and Cantona in attendance. He'll need all the protection he can get. Giggs has peeled away. It'll be Dennis Irwin. In towards Ince. A variation on the theme which didn't quite work. And Ince looked positively disgusted. Seems almost a waste of an opportunity when Irwin and Giggs can strike the ball so well from that position, but at least they were trying something different. Moncur. One back by Nijholt, and then in turn by Pallister. Ince with the challenge. Here's Hughes. Cantona. He's managed to thread it through quickly into the path of Hughes. Kilcline couldn't cut it out. Here's Roy Keane, and that's number one. It's taken just 12 minutes to arrive. And how many more, I wonder, are there to follow? That's the question everybody in the country will be asking when the news of Roy Keane's opener flashes up on scoreboards. Bit of a slip by Kilcline. Cantona's pass found a way through to Hughes, and Keane had the space to bury his first goal for 9 games, his 8th of the season. Taylor's header. Then Keane, who's been penalised. Nijholt really in the wars at the moment. He just managed to repair his knee, and now his shoulder is hurt. Martin Ling would be the obvious replacement, but Nijholt will continue. Kilcline is forward. It's towards him, but it's won by Pallister. This is Whitbread. A little tight for Summerby, and Keane burst onto the ball. He's got Hughes and Cantona in support with him, and now Giggs is getting there. Clearance was by Sean Taylor. Giggs. Flag was up against Ince. Come from McClare. Bruce. Taylor strong enough to see off Hughes. There's a little altercation with some supporters there. He's very angry about something, Mark Hughes. In fact, he's holding his face. Now, it's stating the obvious to say that it's inadvisable to engage in an argument with fans, but having said that, he was clearly provoked. He was virtually pushed against the wall by Taylor in the first place. He couldn't avoid getting as close as he did to the fans, and I think he came away with a souvenir. Brian Hill has just asked the stewards to keep an eye on the situation. Oof, that was terribly late by Sanchez on Ince. Too late to ignore. Brian Hill, with a quarter of the game gone, brandishes the yellow card for the first time. Hughes. Ince. McClare. Giggs. Balance to get round Whitbread, but Kilcline was there. Fjørtoft held up by Pallister. Nijholt. Whitbread. Sanchez has sneaked forward to the edge of the penalty area. McAvenny. Tidied up by Ince. Cantona, lovely pass towards McClare. Here goes Giggs. Good covering by Whitbread. Kilcline went in very bravely there, but there was no question of dangerous kicking by McClare, who in fact has just checked on Kilcline's well-being. Manchester United throw. Hughes. Plenty of company there. This is Ince. Keane. Parker. Free kick. "25 minutes played. Ryan Giggs has come across to take it. Steve Bruce and Gary Pallister have gone forward to meet it. In low towards Pallister. Got it moving in the right direction, but not nearly quickly enough. Moncur has caught that, and that's a Swindon free kick. Set up nicely for him to burst onto. There's a fairly tasty atmosphere inside the county ground this afternoon. Even tastier if Swindon can somehow conjure up an equaliser. Summerby number 2 is the most likely. The wall did its job. Taylor, Sanchez. Cleared by Pallister. There was no flag. Now there is. Manchester United have survived that little murmur. Nicky Summerby's shot. Well, they actually jumped up in the wall. Good charging that. Giggs. Hughes. Moncur. Summerby. Cut down by Irwin. And now we are going to see a second yellow card. The first for a Manchester United player. The name of Dennis Irwin will follow that of Laurie Sanchez into Brian Hill's book. He had a bit of a swipe at the Swindon player's legs. And he got him. Not the ball. Just over 11 minutes to go in the first half. Nijholt's free kick. And Swindon haven't really been alert to Manchester United pushing out like that. It's very frustrating for the crowd, but you do need to take the precaution of maybe dummying the free kick, just to see if that's a likelihood. John Moncur. Kevin Horlock. Moncur looking for Sanchez beyond the front two. Away by Bruce. Forward by Whitbread. Away by Pallister. Moncur though. Nice combination between Giggs and Keane. Hughes and Cantona in support. Giggs stretching his legs. Did well to put it back. Hughes with a header. Well, it was a pretty comfortable save, in truth, for Fraser Digby. But from a very uncomfortable, tight position on the dead ball line, how did Ryan Giggs squeeze in any kind of cross there? A little bit of space for Frank McAvenny. Away from Parker. Not from Bruce though. Nijholt with a shot, took a deflection, it's in! Luc Nijholt has equalised for Swindon Town. And bottom of the table they may be, but they are made of stern stuff. It's his first ever goal for Swindon, his first ever goal in English football in fact. It took an almighty ricochet on the way through, and that's what defeated Schmeichel. But full marks to Swindon Town, behind from the 12th minute, level in the 35th. Headed by Bruce. Sanchez, Nijholt, Moncur, McAvenny. Here's Moncur, nice stuff. Fjortoft rather got in his way. Keane got it away, but only as far as Sanchez, and now Summerby. It's towards Fjortoft, it's a touch too long for him. Swindon are looking the team most likely at present. One back by Sanchez. Kilcline, Nijholt, Horlock. Tidy play by Irwin. Parker. Hughes. Parker in towards Cantona, but it won't reach him. Moncur sees to that. Fjortoft. McAvenny. Here's Fjortoft again. This time the deflection carries the ball away for a corner kick. Little over 3 minutes of the first half remaining. And Swindon Town are finishing it with a flourish. Fjortoft didn't need a second invitation to try his luck. Corner is taken by Summerby. This is Moncur. There's a flag up. Schmeichel's punch was good enough anyway. The shot from Horlock struck the back of Sanchez's head, and now he's going to need some treatment. It's caught him totally by surprise. Play had stopped. John Gorman won't give it up. Ince. No handball against Hughes. Yes, there was. What an atmosphere inside the county ground today. Hughes didn't hear the whistle, and neither did I. Kilcline's free kick. Pallister's header. Moncur. Getting more and more involved in the game, John Moncur. Good pass of the ball too. Horlock. Summerby. Well, the corner's been given, and Swindon certainly weren't appealing for one. Brian Hill just assumed that Dennis Irwin had got in the tackle there. I think this is an unanticipated bonus for the home team. Taylor's there, and now free kick's gone the other way, which isn't altogether surprising in the circumstances. Held up well by Hughes. Keane. Parker making a break ahead of him. Spotted though by Horlock. McAvenny. Manchester United throw. Horlock just went for afters there with Keane. And they're certainly fired up. More and more so really as the game has gone on. Swindon, they've come out of their shell and challenged the lead that Manchester United took, and now they've cancelled it out, and they fancy themselves in this game. Cantona in towards Hughes, looking for McClare. Moncur was there. Summerby. Fjørtoft. Now Summerby. Stoppage time in the first half. Sanchez to Moncur. Nijholt. Keane couldn't resist the invitation, really. There's a bit brewing between those two. Two minutes of added time played at the end of the first half. Brian Kilcline. And that's enough for the referee to bring together a rather bitty first half. Manchester United, through Roy Keane, took an early lead, and one couldn't help but wonder whether more would have followed. But Swindon Town have stood up for themselves. Luc Nijholt with a helmet deflection scored an equaliser 10 minutes before the break, and Swindon have had the better of it since then, but it's 1-1 at the break. Swindon Town are actually unbeaten in their last 5 home games. They've only won 4 matches all season long, but they've all been here at the county ground. Here's Paul Ince, though, for Manchester United. Ryan Giggs, headed by Taylor. Rather nervous punch by Digby. McClare. Bruce. I think Alex Ferguson will be looking for a little bit more care and purpose from Manchester United's second half performance. Been a little loose at times. Clearance by Taylor. Cantona and Sanchez involved in shenanigans. Frenchman's face remaining straight. Not too happy with the verdict, which is the Swindon Town free kick. Fjørtoft penalised that time. Alex Ferguson clearly not satisfied with all that he's seen so far. Parker. A lot of Manchester United men forward in the attack. Keane. Cut out by Taylor, and just as well, there were 4 black shirts in there behind him. There's some more on the way with Pallister and Bruce now forward. Ten minutes of the second half gone. Giggs with the corner. Headed by Brian Kilcline. Irwin. Giggs. Good challenge by Horlock. It's a smart run by Irwin. He's paid a painful price for it. Horlock won the ball okay. But it was a firm tackle, to say the least. Throw in, not a free kick. McClare. In towards Hughes. Oh, he had a side of goal there. Just stole half a yard on Kilcline. Knows that was an opportunity. Summerby. Whitbread straight to Pallister. Summerby's got it back though. He's a real handful at the moment, is Nicky Summerby. Not surprisingly, when you're starring for a team in relegation trouble, your name gets linked with some of the clubs up at the top end. And some of his name is appearing more and more frequently in football's gossip columns. Moncur with a free kick. Headed by Pallister, came off Kilcline. Fjørtoft couldn't get to it, in sort of that. Moncur. Oh, lovely run. John Moncur! Almost got the finish it deserved. He is a lovely footballer, a product of Tottenham Hotspur. He lived in the shadows of Hoddle and then Gascoigne for 7 years at White Hart Lane. Good passer and a lovely balance and touch about him. Irwin. Hughes. Keane. Got beyond Nijholt. Headed by Whitbread, who couldn't take any chances. Corner kick. Just over an hour gone. Ryan Giggs towards Pallister, one by Kilcline and one well. McAvenny caught in possession by Pallister. Sanchez. Fjørtoft. Just assumed that somebody would be there. Nice from Giggs. McClare. Ince. Giggs again. Found its way to Keane, but Horlock stood his ground well. Irwin. Came off Summerby. McClare trying to make something of it. Ince! Oh! Beautifully struck. Beautiful goal. And Paul Ince puts Manchester United back in front. Clean as a whistle. 17 minutes of the second half gone, and it's Swindon Town 1, Manchester United 2. Swindon Town find another reply. Insta Giggs. Hughes. This is Taylor. Captain's example. He's running away from the ball. Steve Bruce, the other skipper, had to reply. Really has been an inspiration to Swindon. They got a priceless goal for them in the playoff final at Wembley. Never present again this season. Leads from the front. Even though he plays at the back. It's towards Kilcline. Michael not only took it with consummate ease, but had set Manchester United going forward in the blink of an eye. Cantona tackled though by Moncur. Didn't like it, got it back. Oh, now the referee was very, very close to that. Moncur lies on the ground. Cantona under the microscope again. Only he can truly know what happened. But Brian Hill, a referee who has had his moments with Manchester United in the past, has now got a past sentence. Moncur tackled Cantona. Cantona reacted strongly, as a player must, and won it back, but it was the afters. That's what all the fuss is about. Jan-Åge Fjørtoft, the Norwegian, has a bit of French. Now, here goes Brian Hill. Over to the linesman on the far side. He's going to have a word with Jerry Lee. There's a card coming out. It's red, and Cantona goes out of the match, and as it happens, out of the big showdown at Blackburn in a fortnight's time. There was a time early last season where Manchester United made quite public the fact that they didn't particularly want Brian Hill refereeing any more of their games after a penalty he gave at Sheffield United in the opening game of last season. This is the first time he's taken charge of them since, and he's had to make that decision. And there's the evidence. Horlock. Header away by Pallister. Giggs into the path of Hughes. Look at the space here for Roy Keane. And this is a 10-man Manchester United again. For the second successive Saturday. We all know what they did to Charlton. Couldn't quite find Giggs. Nijholt into the path of Sullivan. And Swindon Town capitalised on Manchester United's loss. Unable to prevent the corner. Can't resist having a word in Irwin Shell-like. Felt that was avoidable. We're midway through the second half. Headed by Bruce. Claire managed to force it beyond Moncur. Giggs is getting up there. I think he had to be sharp in the end. Taylor, McAvenny, Moncur to Sanchez, Porlock, Pallister stretching, just got there. This is Hughes. Giggs making a run, but strayed beyond the line, and now Hughes is getting tangled up with Taylor. Somerby. It's a good cross towards Sanchez. It's come for Fjørtoft. The Norwegian may just have been unsided by his teammate. What a good cross of the ball Nicky Somerby is. Squirted that out. And it was a decent opportunity for Fjørtoft, certainly in his current form. 9 goals in his last 8 matches. Scott, Moncur, good work by Hughes, Porlock, Moncur not frightened to have it back though. Hard ball by Fjørtoft. He looks inquiringly in the direction of the referee. And he felt Taylor made a clean jump. Scott has found Somerby. Sanchez. Push by Scott on Pallister. Manchester United free kick. Bruce. Start again. Pallister. Parker. Manchester United who lead, don't forget. Whitbread couldn't get the header back to his goalkeeper. Giggs quite sure what he had in mind there. Not altogether certain he had. It was a cross-come shot, I suppose. A bit loose and lazy. Taylor towards Scott. Dealt with by Bruce. Nijholt. Bundled over by Hughes. Be a free kick to Swindon. Klein and Taylor taking up station on the edge of the Manchester United penalty area. There's two in the wall. Moncur to take. Header was from Scott. Moncur. Summerby. Ling. Taylor. In towards Scott. Schmeichel comes, makes a punch. Chance for Whitbread, chance for Scott, chance for Sanchez, chance for Newcastle. It's 2-2. Swindon Town flying high. 8 minutes left to play, and Jan Fjørtoft keeps his run going. His 10th goal in 9 matches since his recall to the side, and they all had a chance. 4 of them had a stab at it, and Fjørtoft it was who turned it in. 2-2. Quite the pass that Hughes was hoping for. Taylor getting in amongst it. It's his style. But Bruce caught it, he thought a free kick had been given. Fjørtoft wants to take it very quickly. And it's still not for the right place. Bruce and Fjørtoft continue their own private game. After all that, I think a free kick against Fjørtoft, who effectively took the initial free kick to himself. Summerby, challenged by Parker. Klein. Towards Fjørtoft. This is Sanchez. Appeals for handball. And now Manchester United have got a free kick. Hughes down towards Giggs. Digby with his head. It's in though. Brought down by Klein. Good advantage. Giggs. McClare! He had Ince behind him, and Ince is letting him know about it. He was better positioned. Well, Brian McClare couldn't really leave it alone. It's Taylor. Fjørtoft. Summerby. The referee, though, has stopped play. Manchester United have a free kick, presumably for offside. It was. Moncur doing well to hold off Ince. Martin Lee. Clearance by Pallister. He'll Clyde. Bruce. Only for Ling again, though. Pallister once more. Moncur. Good challenge by McClare, but he's not Rob Moncur. Summerby. Irwin got a foot to it. This is Ling. This is Scott. Fjørtoft in pursuit. It's come for Sanchez. Charged down by Pallister. After he and Bruce had just got in a bit of a tangle there for a moment. Sanchez, who got that Wimbledon winner at Old Trafford last season, sensed it might just be his day again. Stoppage time. Summerby will take the corner. Header from Taylor, volleyed away by Hughes, but Manchester United have a free kick. And in the circumstances, I think they'll be happy to have a point. That's it. It wasn't the most attractive football match that these two sides have been involved in this season, but there were plenty of talking points. The goals, Roy Keane after 12 minutes, equalised by Nijholt's long-range effort, deflected in by Keane 10 minutes before half-time. Ince's shot put Manchester United back in front. Fjørtoft's equaliser 8 minutes from the end, but all that will be overshadowed by the dismissal of Eric Cantona after 20 minutes of the second half. The final scoreline will really play only a bit part in that story. It's Swindon Town 2, Manchester United 2. What was your view of the incident which led to Eric Cantona's dismissal?
It was just sort of a tackle that we went in for, and I was sort of tangled around his legs a little bit. And I mean, I couldn't quite see what happened, but you know, obviously he stamped on me. Whether or not he meant it, I couldn't really tell. But I was winded there for a little bit.
Did it hurt you?
Yeah, I mean, it took me breath away more than anything. Thankfully, there's no damage to the ribs, but it just took a little bit of time to get me breath back.
Was it left a mark of any kind?
Yes, a slight mark, but you know, luckily enough, it was straight on and it didn't sort of slice across my body. So
we showed a lot of pride today. Our pride's been hurt last week, and what's been said about us and different things. And to be fair, we've got a great home record at this present time. We're not an easy touch. It's just a pity that there's been a couple of games in between, the Newcastle and Aston Villa, that's took away some of our belief. But the football today was there for all to see. Apart from the football, our competitive spirit was magnificent, and we outfought Man United. And to be fair, Man United are a hard team to outfight because they do battle very well.
At times it did get physical.
Yeah, it did, because it's, to be fair, I mean, it's a lot at stake for both teams. We're at the bottom and they're at the top. They want to win the Championship and we want to stay in the Premier League. But through it all, we kept passing the ball, and that's what matters. At the end of the day, you know, if you keep your discipline and your belief in your passing, which we did, that's what pleased me the most.
Only 1 point out of the game. Is that going to be enough to keep Swindon up?
You've got to just take what we can today, and you know, at the end of the day, we should have had 3 points, and that's against Man United, who is a team that's absolutely magnificent form at this present time, and came here today so determined. You've seen the reactions when they took the lead. They really, in the actual game, that probably Man United only created about 3 good chances, which you would expect the way they played to create a lot more. So credit must be given to us today. We were unlucky again with the goals. We should have cleared the second ball, and it came right to Ince, and he's ended up smashing it in. We've, you know, to be fair, we didn't make as many clear-cut chances in the first half, but we made it very difficult for them. And then just before half-time, thoroughly deserved the equaliser.
The game was marred by a sending off.
I don't think it was. It didn't upset us because we kept playing the same way. You know, it was unfortunate these things do happen, but you know, there was a lot going on in the game. I don't really like to comment on sending offs because it didn't involve my player.
Next week you travel to Blackburn.
Yeah.
How do you see that one?
Well, I see it the same as today, the same attitude, the same discipline, the same commitment. The most important thing is commitment. We've got to give everything from now to the end of the season. Every game we've got to play like that, roll the sleeves up and have a go. And we will certainly go to Blackburn and have a go next week.